Again with a chakra video, and we're going to dive deep into the pure or purification chakra, or known as the throat chakra. This one is the passage of energy between the head and the mind to the rest of the body. And also this is the one that is driven by the principles of expression and communication. The color of this chakra is blue, turquoise, or aquamarine, and the symbols that it has are a circle with 6 petals, a crescent with a circle in it, just because it is the opening of your mind, your soul, and your expression. And it's something that really doesn't open until the other ones are open, just because this is the one where you openly express what you're feeling, and if you can do it adequately, it is the, and honestly, that is the throat chakra. The energies of this one are intense and very profound, and this is the one that most people have the struggle with just because of what it does. It is the air and its vibrations around your head and around your body. It's the one where you can communicate what you're feeling on the inside, because a lot of the chakras that we have discussed already are more inner, more personal. The element that's around this chakra is space. It's the atmosphere. It is the openness of what it does and how honest it is. And the animal that is associated with it originally was the bull, but some Native American cultures use human animals such as like deer and all of them. And then Eastern Indian philosophy associates this one with an elephant, or more particularly a white elephant, because they find it to be the purest form of all of that. The stones that are associated with the chakras, with the color association, a lot of blues. So Amazonite, which is the one that I particularly have just because I like the turquoise around it. Also, it's a little more clear, but that one is used to dispel and guards against negative energies and restoring your emotional balance. Lapis lazuli, which is a deep blue, almost purple color. This one is used to open, stimulate, and balance, but it's also called the stone of truth, which obviously with the communication factor, this one makes sense. Turquoise, a blue or a green blue. Everybody knows what a turquoise is, a very prominent, bright color, and it's used to stimulate and balance just as the lapis. For turquoise, obviously being in Nevada, it's around everywhere, especially in the Native American cultures, and it also dispels negativity and restores that confidence to speak and express of one's thoughts efficiently and effectively. Aquamarine is another and the final one. It is used to cleanse and stimulate this chakra. It offers courage and promotes tolerance and compassion while dispels fear. So all of them really are ones that open up to the world. You need to express yourself to find that inner peace, because it's difficult to continue your journey without expressing what's going on. Right when I discovered this chakra, when I was working with this one, that is when I found my spiritual advisor and my spiritual guide, which really assisted me personally with expelling all of the chakras and getting all of that associated. The original name of this chakra is Vasuhuda. I know I butchered that immensely, but it is called, its meaning is especially pure or purified. The jaw, throat, neck, mouth, and thyroid is the essence of this. That's the location. Right where it is right there, just because of what dispels from you in that. So the chakra, when it is imbalanced, are very, with me actually explaining it, it's hard to really tell you what it is. And actually, that's one of the things, the lack of control over one's speech, speaking too much or inappropriately. So some people will associate being brutally honest with this chakra, but some speech, there's a time and a place, and being honest and communicating with you all that this is something that I even have problems with because I tend to speak my mind. It leads to gossip, nonstop talking, which the irony of me doing this video of nonstop talking is it has dawned on me, and being verbally aggressive or mean, not being able to listen to others, excessive fear of speaking. So even on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you can't be honest with somebody about your feelings, about what you're feeling, and about being brutally honest, it's there's a imbalance there. Small or very timid voice, a very calm and soothing, I'm timid to speak. No, speak with confidence and passion and drive. Not being able to keep secrets or to keep your word. Gossiping is a great indicator of imbalance. Telling lies is incredibly hurtful, and it doesn't help anybody. A little white lie is not a little white lie. It is a lie, and lying is bad. I would rather hurt somebody's feelings and speak the truth, because then they can work on themselves, than say everything is okay when it's not. It's just, how can I say this? After I'm done with all this, I'll tell a personal story because it really ties in with this chakra. And on the opposite side of that, a closed throat chakra might manifest as excessive secretiveness or shyness. Holding one's thing, burying your emotions deep in your gut, and not telling people, and the lack of connection with a vocation or purpose in life. So if you are confused on what you want to do with your life, if you're jumping from thing to thing to thing, that's the throat chakra, because you're not being honest with yourself. It's hard to really know exactly. This is the one that I struggled with the most of opening, because sometimes this one closes and opens to me the most frequently. It's difficult to sometimes talk. Sometimes I just want to be left alone. Sometimes I don't want to express it, and sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I can't keep a secret, and sometimes I speak out of line. It's gotten me fired from several positions. It's gotten me in trouble with not necessarily the law, but of people of authority, and not pretend authority, of actual authority. My parents, a security guard, and with the school that I was going to, I tended to speak my mind, and it got me in trouble. And my spiritual advisor came into my life at this point, because this is when I reached out. When I realized, when I got to this stage of my inner peace, my chakra awakening, I communicated with people, and I got to meet my spiritual advisor, and they really helped me not only identify my own personal chakra opening and closing, because it's different for everybody. This is why, it comes with experience. You can't be a spiritual advisor just because your chakras are opened. There's a deep understanding of chakras. There are questions that you need to ask yourself, and they're there to guide you. They're there to assist you. But know if they're an actual spiritual advisor. Some people will claim to be, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're going to take advantage of you. And I am nowhere near being even remotely ready to be a spiritual advisor for anybody. I'm still learning myself. And part of doing these videos, not only is it to assist people with going through hard times or trying to figure out, their inner soul, their inner peace, but it's also to assist me because I communicate and I even ask questions as I'm doing it. So it's a lot of it's a lot of steps. It's a lot of learning, and I know I'll get to a point where I can be a spiritual advisor to somebody, and if I do help you, then great. But it's hard to really communicate. Like I said, the irony of knowing this chakra and and explaining it is hard because it's so different for everybody. Now, opening the chakra is challenging. You need to be calm. You need to be aware. You need to understand. And you have to listen. You need to listen. I think that's why my person came into my life when she did, is because of what you have to do. You need to communicate clearly. And it's sometimes difficult for people to truly do that. Try small things. Try little things that maybe you've thought about. Not, something dark and evil, but, don't rat yourself out for something that would be harmful. But, tell a spouse of like a little white lie that you told them that maybe wasn't hurtful, but it was something that you were not honest about. Obviously, if you were being not loyal to them, don't say that because that's not a little white lie. Say, as an example, if you guys do like a periodic chore sheet and it's like, it's your turn to empty the dishes when it was actually your turn, and you try to pin it on them, say, you were right, I was the one who did it, I'm sorry. Or if you forgot, be honest, say, and if they confront you about it, saying, did you forget to empty the dishwasher? I did, I'm sorry about that. That kind of stuff helps. It helps a lot. Having certain essential oils, and maybe I'll do a separate video about essential oils, but drinking teas, very nature-esque teas, especially things with lavender and eucalyptus and peppermint. Those things do open up this chakra. Meditate. The meditation thing is very important, but there's, you have to think differently with each meditation. And there's the reason why I haven't gone into a ton of meditation is because it's something that you need. Sometimes you need guidance, and maybe I'll do a guidance series about the meditations to open up these particular chakras. But it's a very difficult and a very powerful thing to, do by yourself, and I'll probably do it. And I think really that's about it to my knowledge about opening up the chakra. Look at water. Feel water once again. Look up at the stars is another great way. Just close your mind off from the world. Look up at the sky. See everything going on. Lay down on your back and just look. Or lay on your car. Be with your spouse and do that and just talk. Because when you look up into the sky and you see that endless void, there's a thing that clicks in your head. And it's the weirdest thing I think I've ever experienced. I remember doing this with a ex-girlfriend. And, I love her and care for her even to this day. It just didn't work out as a part of a relationship-wise. We're still friends, obviously. But as I was laying there, this was the first time I ever experienced this. And this was, I think, like a week and a half before I met my advisor. It was such a profound experience. And I told her this, and she's like, that's why the association of this was this chakra, or the element was associated to the chakra. It was because you have a clarity of mind. You speak the truth more when you're looking up into the stars. When you see that endless nothingness, you become honest with the world. Because you get a different perspective on the world. And it's very, very profound. So I highly recommend doing those things. Don't rush yourself into it. This one is a very powerful one. There was a lot of emotion and a lot of feeling with this. So let's go to some affirmations before we close off the show. And I hope you guys do enjoy the rambling that I did for this. And if you did, subscribe to the channel. Check out all the links below. There are some Amazon affiliate links for the throat chakra, for the healing stones that could assist you. Look at Blues, have these healing stones around you, and they will help you with opening up this chakra. So let's go into some affirmations and close out the program. Close your eyes, meditate, listen, breathe very deeply. I communicate confidently and with ease. I feel comfortable speaking my mind. I am balanced in speaking and listening. I am an active listener. I speak my true thoughts with ease. I set clear boundaries. Thank you.